Right, here we are at Spinnaker Lakes in Hampshire. Fishing for pike. Today we're going to fish this side of the lake. It's very pretty. Very, very pretty indeed. Water looks very clear. We've had a bit of rain overnight. Let's see whether we can catch a pike in this particular bay. So we'll just set up the net and the landing net and the mat. That does look nice. Very, very nice indeed. See, the water visibility looks excellent. I can see the gravel bed. There is a lot of gravel here, and good chance we might get a pike in this particular area here. We'll give it a go anyway. So, land net's ready. Today we're fishing the mepps 5 red and yellow body with barbless hooks. So that's what we're after today. Fishing with a 25-pound trace, 30-pound braid, so that if the pike does hit it, then it should be nice and secure. So out we go. We get a fairly good cast. Give that a couple of seconds to sink, and then we just retrieve nice and slowly and see whether or not a pike will take it on the way in. It's well worth fishing along this tree line as well. Pike often are close in amongst the trees. And we'll just see whether there's any fish in this particular area. Give it another go. Out she goes. That's lovely. Sometimes a predator will take the spinner on impact, so when that makes a plopping sound on the water, that attracts a predator to it because they think that is a fish that's struggling at the surface or being hit by another pike, and they often come in on the action. So give it a few seconds to sink, and then a nice little slow retrieve. Nothing too fast. In this cold weather the pike are a little bit lethargic, just enough that the blade's working, and let's see whether we can tempt the predator. Well, the spinner's working a treat in the water. You can just see it working. It's working beautifully. That sun helps because the copper blade will glisten more, and the pike are looking at those flashes. That's what they're looking at the corner of their eye. They're looking for a flash through the water. That's why the mepps are so effective. The mepps also give a nice vibration through the water. So if they don't see it, they can often hear the vibration and come onto it. It gives off a lovely vibrating noise. So we'll work all the angles of the clock. Right, let's go out a bit further. Out we go. I've got a feeling the tree lines might hold more pike up that end. So we'll walk round there and give that a go. Give it a couple more casts here. And if we don't get a take, we'll move swims. This is the beautiful thing about stalking for pike. Got my stalking net, got my small little landing mat, so I can carry that in there. And travel reasonably light with a few spinners and plugs. It's great stalking. On a big lake like this is what you want really. Nothing too heavy. I've got a variation of plugs and spinners, so we can switch them around. We'll stay with the mepps, which has proven to be very effective over the last few months. That's lovely. And we'll change to other things, other plugs and spinners later this afternoon if we don't get any takes on the mepps. You find the pike like to herd up their prey. They work in packs, and I've seen them. I've seen 5 or 6 pike working one bay, and you see the roach just jumping out the water in shoals, big shoals of them, and the pike are going in and attacking. Really very exciting fishing. And I've seen pike chase their fish so far into the bays that the roach are jumping onto the bank. I mean, that's how ferocious their attacks are. Right, last cast here, and then we'll move down and work our way down this tree line, see whether we can pick out a pike or two. Alright, quite a lot of tree cover. Working our way through to the next swim. Let's see whether we can try this. Oh, this looks nice. I'll give this one a go. You can see how nicely they set the swims up, mainly for the carp fishermen, but obviously the pike fishermen benefit as well. So we'll just have the net standing by in anticipation. And then there's the mat. Long distance cast. Out she goes. Give her a 2-second countdown. And then slow retrieve. Just see what happens. We've got the sun right in our faces there. It's working fine. I don't think the mepps has picked up any weed. Yeah, it's picked a little bit up. Let's look at that. Okay, let's try again. Let's go out to our right this time. The wind is just blowing it round. And let's keep it off the top. And let's work the top of the surface and see whether we can get a predator to hit it. Come up off the base of the lake and let it come up and take it. Certainly the sunny weather will help the copper blade work better. It'll be much more visible. I've seen pike travel 20-30 yards to hit a mepps on a very visible clear day. They've come out and hit it at 20 miles an hour. I think pike can actually come out that fast. They've got incredible speed. So even if you think you're not actually in the zone, they will home in on a flash of light, flash of a copper blade, and they hit it with venom, I tell you, with aggression. Obviously, if you can get it close to the zone, you stand a better chance. This looks promising. Nice bay, nice deep casting area. We'll give that a go. It looks nice. Quite shallow. I'll probably get in there with my wellies, which might make casting a bit better. I need the landing mat there. Make the net available. Just see. I'm going with my wellies. That's better. It's quite shallow. It's not too bad. So I should be able to get better casting on this. Right, that looks much better. The sun's beginning to set, so we've got a couple of hours left in the session. Let's give it a cast and see if we can find a pike in this bay. So out we go, out we go. That's nice. And then just see what happens. Mr. Pikey, if you're out there, have some action. Fish on, yeah, I think we've got a fish on here. I think a pike's hit this. Now just let that sink a little bit deeper. Slower retrieve, and I've been rewarded with a fish. I believe it's a pike. He's coming towards us. I think this is a fish on. He hasn't quite woken up yet. Oh, he has now. Well, there we go. How about that then? That was interesting. Very, very interesting. It looks like a good fish as well. Yeah, very nice. Oh, here he comes. Oh, lovely fish. Just caught on the edge there. So we've got ourselves a nice little pike there. That's lovely. Looks to be about 5 pounds. So our first predator has arrived. So it's a landing net jobby. Barbless hooks, so it should hopefully come out nice and easy. just woken up. There we go, he's ours. He's ours. It's a beautiful pike, absolute beauty. Not massive, but just goes to show there's one or two pike out there. Alright, let's have a look at him. So where are we? He's just caught on the edge there. Alright, now just look how easy that was to get those hooks out from this beautiful pike. It's about 4 or 5 pound pike. It's a beautiful fish. Let's have a look at him. There he is. See the teeth on him there, but perfect condition fish. We'll release him back gently. Hold on to its tail. So he's got his strength back. And there he goes. There he goes. Gonna have a little mope, and then off he goes. Well, that's one half decent fish off the mepps. Let's go again. The wind's taking it a bit for us. Let's give that a 7-second countdown. And then slow retrieve, slow retrieve. Spinner's working lovely because it's working against the waves. You can feel the mepps working against the wind and the current just blowing to our left. So that's what you want. You want the mepps working nicely. And then hopefully pike may just hit it. That's working a treat. Any weed on that? No, free of weed. This is what we want. So we go again. Out we go again. Now the other tip here is that people just cast once in the same zone. I tend to do 3 or 4 casts because predators see the initial movement and then may not take the first time round, but they position themselves for a second or third mepps movement. And I've often had it on the 3rd or 4th, so the key is not to just do one cast. Sometimes it's well worth keep working the same bit of water, and eventually a pike will get the gist of it, come up and take it. That's what we're hoping for anyway. So repetition is also a good thing in spinning, although it's a bit boring hitting the same area. It's often very effective. Cormorant flying up, keeping an eye on food. He's having a good eye up, isn't he? Look at that. Bird of prey, cormorant, just gliding in the night air. Pretty, pretty, pretty fish. Pretty bird. Off he goes. What a sunset. What a setting. All we need is a double figure pike to end a good session. Look at that for a sunset. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that gorgeous? Strikingly beautiful. Oh, get a little nudge attack. Could be perch. Right, we just moved on to a jointed silver and blue plug, and you can see with the rattle built in, that should be effective. This floats, and then the vane will just bring it down a little bit as we retrieve. So we'll just see whether we can work above the weed beds and just induce a take from the pike. We'll give it a shot, shall we? Okay. Let's have a look, see how she works. We've got a lovely sunset as well. How about that for a setting? Sunsetting. Someone's jetting up there. Slow little retrieve. Let's see whether a pike will come up and take that off the top. Not too fast retrieve, slow retrieve. This is like a wobble bait. That's nice. That's nice. Just feel that wobbling. Nice thing about using this lure is that you can stop she'll come to the top and then you can retrieve again. Stop, she comes to the top, retrieve again, stop, she pops up. So it's like a pop-up. There's the action on it. You can hear the rattle as well, look. So there's the action. Oh, that looks very effective. So we go again. And you get good casting distance on it as well, which is good. So let's just let that sit there for a bit on the splash, and then just do a slow little retrieve. Jerk, jerk, stop. Jerk, jerk, stop. Jerk, jerk, stop. And then jerk, jerk, stop. There we go. This gives the impression that the fish is struggling. Okay, we go again. Just feel the chill factor as that sun sets. The chill factor kicks in. It's a little bit cooler. Oh, look at that! A pike attacked off the top there. Did you see that? Might come back for it again. Well, there you go. There you go. You can just see how that's working. That's incredible. Wow, that was a surface attack. Out we go again. Exciting. Just as the sun's setting as well, come up on that. So that goes to show the pike will come up on the top and take a fish that's struggling on the top. Wow, that was exciting fishing. Seeing the action, really good. Good pike in our swim. So we'll stick with this Impala. Whether that pike's got the confidence to have another go. Stick with it. See how effective they are. Very effective. That's the rattle in the joint. Wow, that was exciting. That was a good fish as well. Let's go again. The sun's just about set behind the cloud. How about that for a silver lining? We want that double figure pike now. We know there's one in this swim. Just showed itself. Aggression. It's interesting, they turn their nose up on the mepps, but taking a surface lure that looks like a fish, that's really exciting. Come on. Just feels like there's a fish in this swim here. And that is just working an absolute treat. Look at a little wobble wobble. Wobble wobble wobble. Right, maybe it's moved into this side. Let's have a look. Dushk. So more last knockings. We've had a big pike surface and aggressively try and take the lure. Unfortunately didn't make a connection. But we'll see if we can get some more action here. In a stationary position where I've just jerked it once, stopped, jerked it once, stopped. And sometimes they'll take it without any movement at all, a bit like a dry fly on a trout fishery. Just small little nudges, let's see what happens. I can see the lip of the lure. Hear the rattle. I'm sure the pike can hear that rattle. It's definitely working well. So we're going to go again. Setting. We've got a jointed plug here. We've had one pike attack it and dropped off. Right where I'm going to cast, which is just there. I believe there's a predator out there. And just let that plug sit there for a second. Give the pike a chance to home in on the movement. Not moving it yet. And then I'm going to nudge. Not yet. So that's given the pike a chance to realise there's a fish there. Now, small little movement. This plug needs very light movement, and stop. Then very light movement again. And then stop. And then very light movement. And stop. Right down the middle this time. That's lovely. Right, we'll do 3 or 4 more casts with this plug, and then we might just go back onto the mepps or maybe another plug. Okay, we just switched to the perch shad, so that's what we're looking to present. We've had some success on the mepps. We've had a take on the jointed plug, so now I don't know how far this is going to go. It feels quite heavy, but we'll give it a good shot and see where it takes us. Oh, it wants to go miles. I mean, you can cast that absolutely stinking miles. And then let's just see how that works. Oh, it feels good. Slow retrieve. See, there's a pike that wants to take that. Might be a lot of weed out there, so I might have to work it above the weed bed. We shall see. Right, certainly get some good casting action on this. It's quite heavily weighted, so the distance and cast is much, much better. I'd like to see how it's working through the water there. Hopefully it's natural. That little jelly tail should wobble through like a natural tail. We'll soon see as we retrieve in. I just picked up some weed here. That's definitely weed. I don't think that's... Yeah, that's weed. Lots of it. There we go. Let's have a look and see how it looks in the water. It's working. Cool. That really does go down low, so I don't think we'll give it any seconds to... We'll just cast and retrieve, I think. That's the way to do this one. So it's a cast and retrieve jobby. Don't bother to count more than 1 second, otherwise you're going to pick up the whole weed in the lake. And let's just see where we're going to go with this. Out we go. Keep the rod up high and just work through the top. Jerk. Jerk. See if there's a pike out there that might just hit that. Jerk. 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 So that's how the shads work. We'll have a look at it as we come in. See what kind of action we're working on this. That looks pretty good. Oh yes, fish on. So we've got a pike that's hit this. That's lovely, and it feels like a good one. Yeah, got a fish on the spinner, which is lovely, and this feels like a bigger fish. He's powering off. Oh yes. Let's have a look at him. There we go. I thought I had a few small takes. Let's just see. Oh yes. Oh, I can feel him. He does feel good. He feels like a good fish. Look at the tail pattern on him. Oh, he's a good fish. He certainly is. Whoa, he's a good fish. Bigger than the other one. Could be double figure. Nice fish. Oh. Oh, I think he is double figure. He's ours. Let's have a look at him. Oh, he's got a girth on him. That's a 10-pounder. Okay, here's the fish. There we go. There's a 10-pound pike, a deep-bellied pike of about 10 pounds out of the lake. Very pleased with that fish. And I think we will give this one a gentle return now. There's the body on him, look. There he is, beautiful fish. They're feeding on roach. He's almost ready to go now. That's the fish. Isn't he a beauty? Absolute beauty. And when he's ready, we'll let him go. What a beautiful fish. Bye-bye, Mr. Pikey. Off he goes. Wow.